Hey guys, it's me, Steven, and Buddy. We're going for our daily walk. He's enjoying the dirt. Oh, raise that bum. Oh, yes. Howdy. So, this trip has not turned out as I expected it to. It's been a little wacky, um, but that's part and parcel of being a flight attendant. I did sign up for this, so I should not be surprised that occasionally the poop hits the van. And yeah, so hi. A moment or two ago in your time, you just saw me and Buddy playing outside. I had planned on and did go to the grocery store to pick up some food for my trip. I did not meal prep. And I expected it to be chaos. I expected absolutely a nightmarish scene in there, which I thought I would film just because it would be interesting. And there was no one there. It was almost empty. So nothing to film. So I got home, packed my bags, went off to the airport with a little extra time, just in case I was selected for extra security. I was not. Met my crew, and we were off on this 4-day trip. The trip is pretty standard for the line I usually get. It starts off with a red eye to the East Coast, like Baltimore, Boston, Newark, Tampa, those kinds of things, Pittsburgh, Philly. So it starts with a red eye, and then the next day typically is a long layover. And then the next day is typically 2-3 legs. And the last day of the trip is typically 1 or 2 legs back to Las Vegas. Super easy. It always starts with a red eye and typically ends early in the day on the 4th day. So I'm not gone from home for real long. So this trip started out fairly normally. We got to the gate. Out of 145 seats, there were only about 110 passengers on board, so it was a super easy flight. We had one baby that cried a lot, but that's really it. No other drama. So we got to Boston, dead tired. Well, actually, I'll admit I was not dead tired, because I had prepared for this red eye, and I'll talk about that in a minute at length, so I will apologize. So I did prepare myself for this red eye, so I wasn't wiped out, but I did finally kind of hit a wall just as we're in the hotel shuttle heading to the hotel. So got to the hotel, got my room, changed into some casual clothes, and went down to the breakfast. No sooner had I put a couple spoonfuls of scrambled eggs and some hash browns on my plate did my cell phone ring. It was crew scheduling. I'm like, oh God, what did I do? Because when crew scheduling calls you on a trip, you don't technically have to answer the phone. You don't really have to. A line holder doesn't. I'm not sure about reserves. But once you're on a trip, you're on a trip. But crew scheduling called, and I'm like, oh, what do they want? So I answered the phone. I probably shouldn't. Well, whatever. I did. So I answered the phone, and they needed someone to fly from Boston to Fort Myers. I was going to look out the window and see where I was. They needed someone to work a leg from Boston to Fort Myers because someone called out the day of that trip, that morning, apparently. And I said, well, I'm actually on a trip right now. And she's like, well, yeah, if you work this leg to Fort Myers, we'll pay protect you for the rest of the trip and deadhead you home that day or the next. I'm like, oh, I don't even know. Is that worth it? Now, if you're a flight attendant, especially with my company, you're probably thinking, Steven, so of course you milked this, right? You asked for a DOR, you asked for 150%, you asked for something. I didn't even think to ask for anything. My first thought was, I think I dead me head me home. And I get to miss the worst day of this trip. Tomorrow we're supposed to fly from Boston to Baltimore, Baltimore to Cancun, and back to Baltimore, which is exactly as long as it sounds. So I thought, well, if I work this leg to Fort Myers, then I'll just deadhead home the next day, and I'll miss that whole mess of a trip, and then also the last day of the trip, and I'm pay protected, so I would get paid for the whole trip. I'm like, oh, but I'm really tired, really delusionally tired, and I hadn't eaten yet. I'd just taken off my uniform, but I was like, well, this does serve me, and I get to see my cats sooner than later, right? So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I should have asked for money. I should have asked for days off. I didn't. I just said, yeah, sure. And so I ran up to my room and I threw my clothes on. I inhaled my breakfast. I packed my bags again, and I ran down to the shuttle and I made it. So we got to the hotel about 6 o'clock in the morning. I took my uniform off and blah, blah, blah. Went down to get breakfast at 7. But 7:10, crew scheduling called me. And by 7:30, I was back in my uniform, bags packed, and waiting for the shuttle downstairs. Like lightning, I moved. And so I'm in the shuttle, and I'm like, oh, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? This is going to be crazy. How am I going to work this leg? And then I realized if I didn't work this leg, that whole plane, which, by the way, ended up being completely full, that flight would have either been canceled or delayed until they could fly someone from Chicago or Fort Lauderdale or Dallas or somewhere. And the person they called to fly would have probably been a reserve that they had to find, because, the holidays like this, reserves are all used up. So they would have needed 2 hours notice to get to the airport and then be flown to Boston, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, if I didn't do this, there is a chance that this flight would have been canceled and 182 people wouldn't make it to where they had to be on Thanksgiving. Aren't I a saint? Well, trust me, that wasn't my first thought, but it was one of my next thoughts. So I did. I got to the airport, and almost every passenger on the plane thanked me for coming to their rescue. So somehow the gate agents must have mentioned it when they were boarding. So it was nice. The crew was nice, very nice. It was a mixed bag of Orlando, Dallas, and Vegas, and maybe even Chicago. It's a broken pairing, like it was a shattered pairing, really. So I am in Fort Myers, and I've been talking for almost 8 minutes about this. So I'm in Fort Myers right now. It is, I'll show you the weather. It's sunny. It's got to be, 80. It's gorgeous. Everyone's downstairs by the pool. I have flannel shirts, heavy jeans, and boots. I did not bring a swimsuit. And if I did bring a swimsuit, I wouldn't wear it because I am so fat right now. It's not even funny. So that is the craziness of what was a 4-day trip. Now is now a 3-day trip. So today I did that red eye into Boston, and then that flight from Boston to RSW, which is Fort Myers. And then tomorrow, oh goodness help me, I have 2 deadheads. First, I deadhead from Fort Myers to Boston again, 3 hours. And then I deadhead from Boston to Vegas, and that's blocked at 6 hours. So actually 6 hours and 6 minutes. So I'm going to spend 9 hours deadheading tomorrow. So tonight I'm going to be downloading a boatload of Netflix or Amazon Prime because I'm going to have 9 hours to occupy myself. So that's my day, and tomorrow should just be a deadhead. I would like to see, because I'll be deadheading, I'm not working, I'm going to try and film something of that deadhead experience. In the meantime, let me give you a quick room tour, and I'm torn whether or not I'm going to talk to you guys now in this video about my tea experience. I might make a little clip later on today after I take a nap. So let me give you a quick room tour. Doesn't every room tour start with a tour of the bathroom? I don't know why, but first off, marble floor, very nice, freezing when you step onto it. So I hate this like cold marble floor, and the bath mat is always so small, but the floor is freezing in here. Serviceable bathroom. The shower head looks cool. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm not always a fan of these little pumps because I can't take the things home. I always take the soaps and stuff home with me. I leave them out for the homeless people in the neighborhood. There is a full-length mirror right there, which I'm not going to stand in front of because I'm in my undies. My room looks like I've been here a week already. It's destroyed. My luggage, I have to show you my new bag. This is a bag I keep all of my cords in. How stinking cute is that? Little kitty cats. I got it at Marshall's. It's a line called by Dabney Lee. Really great bags. Well made. I think this was like $5 or $6. Can't beat it. 2 beds. I like the headboards. And these little throw things remind me of little quilts. It was kind of homey to see. There's all my uniform. There are my pants, because I told you I'm in my undies. There is my little desk, laptop, and spoiler alert, I will be talking about my experience with Teami. You've probably seen the stuff before. I got the Focus Blend. I did not get the skinny tea because they ask you to eat responsibly when you're drinking the skinny tea, and I cannot eat responsibly. Here is my view, which really incorporates 2 major themes with flight attendant views out of hotel rooms. Highways with an on-ramp or an off-ramp, and the top of a building. So I have both right here with a little weird water view. Down there you'll also see the swimming pool. There's a bunch of people down there, but I did not bring anything to wear for warm weather. Everything I have is for Boston in the winter. I have a swimsuit, but I've realized it's very small and I'm not. I have gained a boatload of weight, which I have to start taking off of my body soon. So there's my hotel room. Nothing crazy. The view's better than some. And that's it. I'm going to take a quick nap and then break out my laptop, watch some movies, watch some YouTube videos. I do want to film a little bit of a video about how I survive, and Mike, can you even see me? How I survive red eyes. And part of that is kind of going to be part of a review of the tea that I got from Teami, because it really was spectacular. It's performed beautifully. Not to be, you know, a spoiler alert, but I'm going to take a nap. I might make a separate video about that and how I survive red eyes. So look for that video separate from this this 4-day trip vlog. Sorry. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Wish me a good nap. Bye for now. Hey there. So you found me in my cozy little robe. So I did lay down for an hour and 2 and 3 and 4 and I think even 5 hours. I slept pretty darn soundly. I did not mean to, but I am actually kind of grateful that I did, only because it is Thanksgiving and I have been in a real funk about Thanksgiving and the upcoming holidays. I haven't felt this, honestly, a little isolated, lonely, kind of sad about the holidays in a real long time. Thank God for my cats, because they do keep me distracted. But I don't really have a lot of friends, and I don't have a lot of family. And I'm not as close as I guess I thought we were to my family. So this holiday, this looming holiday season, I'm just dreading. I'm really grateful that I actually have to work um, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's because it does kind of keep me busy. So I'm kind of grateful for that. But today, after I woke up from my sleep, I had my dinner, which was from the Boston Hotel. I got that this morning. It was just a refrigerated meal from the Market Basket, the grocery store next door to the hotel. Ate that. It was pretty good. I've had some chocolate, and I carry around this giant bag of peanuts, and I snack on those. So I've eaten fairly well. Tonight, I'm playing some video games and watching some YouTube. I watched a little bit of Home Alone, and that's it. That's how I'm spending the holiday today. Um, I was Yeah, I was getting really sad, a little weepy about this holiday. I did sign up for this, so I'm not naive. I did sign up as a flight attendant to be away from everybody during the holidays, especially as a new flight attendant. So that is a very big reality of this lifestyle that I signed up for. But man, it's just been hard today. It's really been hard. I got a little weepy before I started filming, and I feel it kind of coming back again as I talk about it now. Um, but if I were to talk to one of my sponsees, one of the people I help in recovering from drugs and alcohol, I would assign them the task of writing out a gratitude list. Things that they're grateful for, and it doesn't have to be big grand things. It can be small things like they're I don't know that they weren't homeless, or they I don't know, any little thing. Um, so a gratitude list can be a great tool to get out of stinking thinking, what we call sometimes in recovery. So I have not filled out a gratitude list. I've not written one down or planned one. But now that I'm talking about it, if I were to put together a short gratitude list, um, the first thing I would be grateful for on this Thanksgiving, and this is something my father's family does around the Thanksgiving table, and I'm sure everyone does, is to say what they're thankful for. So I'll just pretend I'm sitting around the Thanksgiving table with you guys and share some things I'm thankful for. The first thing that comes to mind, and primarily, and I'm most grateful for forever, is my sobriety. And not to be any more depressing, but 2002, June of 2002, I was laying in a depression in this really scary futon. It belongs in the Smithsonian, with an X-Acto knife, and I was making plans to do my best to just check out of the party because life couldn't be any more difficult or painful than it was at that time. So that was what I was going through back in June. And, that was where my active alcoholism and drug addiction brought me. Flash forward with the introduction of recovery, 17 years sober, and the gifts that a sober life has given me are indescribable. They're just indescribable. You can't describe it unless you've experienced it. Everything in my life that I value has stemmed from my sobriety. So I'm most grateful for my sobriety. Following sobriety, no surprise to some of you, would be my cats. Because particularly Buddy, Eleanor and Claire especially, but meeting Buddy, that little stupid stray cat, that little jerk, opened up a source of a well of compassion that existed deep. And I had lots of compassion for people who were suffering from addiction or illness. But in general, I wasn't like totally the most compassionate person. But this little dumb black cat opened up this door to compassion that I was unaware of. And he just opened it up, and it really, really changed me. And then I met these other two cats, Claire and Eleanor, and somehow magically they multiplied what I did not think could grow any larger. And they've, as a group, the three of these little cats, and caring for them, has made me a better person. It's made me more vigilant of other people's needs. It's less about my timeline and worrying and taking care of things on the timeline of the others, the cats and other people around me. So it's really they've made me a better person. It's very strange to say, but I love these little cats more than most people. My job, I would have to say, would be in the top three. I am so grateful for my company. Funny, I don't start to cry about my sobriety, but I get very emotional about my company in that they gave me a chance at my age to do this wonderful thing. And it is, as much as it is depressing to spend this day by myself, this job has offered so many things, and I am endlessly grateful for the opportunities and the pleasures that being a flight attendant for my airline has offered me. I'm so grateful, and I'm so excited to be part of this rapidly growing airline, and it's just improving by the day, and I'm excited about that. You may have to remind me about that later on, when the closer we get to working about our next contract. So you may have to remind me how much I love my company. And you guys would definitely be in there. I don't know if I could really paint a large enough picture about how grateful I am for you people who spend a lot of time, some of you, an odd amount of time, watching me talk, which is just the weirdest thing. Sometimes it blows my mind. I look at the analytics of my channel sometimes and I'm like, holy crap. A lot of people have watched my stupid channel, and it's just supremely humbling. And there are groups of you, and you know who you are, who have been watching me for almost 2 years. I started filming my first video on Christmas Eve in 2018. Yes. Or 1917. I forgot. It's been 2 years. You guys have been with me the whole time, and you've been my confidants. I've opened up and shared things with you that I have not shared with a lot of people, which is weird because it's you, a lot of people. You guys have shared so much with me, and you've been with me through some really shitty times. I shouldn't have sworn. You guys have been with me through a lot of crappy times. When Buddy was sick, some of you stepped up and helped me financially take care of my cat, which you're my subscribers. Like, who knew that you could be my friends too, So I'm infinitely grateful for you folks. You've improved my life, and I want to thank you very much. What else? One more thing. What would be one more thing I'm grateful for? I can't really think of anything right now. Those are the top few things that I'm most grateful for. So thank you guys for being near the top of my list in things I'm grateful for. And just in talking about the things I'm grateful for, I feel so much better than I did even just a few minutes ago. So see, you're a great therapist. Thank you so much. All right. So now that I feel better, I got that off my chest, I'm going to play a little bit more of my video game. I might do a mask because my skin is a mess. And then, yeah, I'm going to try and get a few hours sleep. My shuttle for the airport is tomorrow morning at 9:30. I do want to see if I can get a couple hours sleep. But I have lots of time to sleep tomorrow. I'm deadheading all day long. All right, so thank you very much for watching tonight. I will talk to you tomorrow. Oh, one thing, and I've never said this before, and I really hope you feel it sometimes, especially after that very teary sort of emotional froth, it is Thanksgiving, and it's the holiday season, and a lot of us are alone, and sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel a little connection to the people I watch a lot on YouTube. There are some YouTube vloggers that I really feel close to, and I've never met them, but I really do appreciate them and almost consider them sort of friends, which I know sounds kind of weird, like in a stalker kind of way. And I have a suspicion there might be one or two of you who feel that way about me. And I think that is the most ultimate flattering thing, because you've said some very nice things to me over the past couple of years. But I want to reflect some of that back at you today, especially at the beginning of this holiday season. But if you are feeling particularly alone or lonely, or you're having a difficult time facing this holiday season and you aren't feeling particularly cared for, please let me be one of the first to tell you that you are cared for and you are loved. And I am infinitely grateful to have you part of my little extended family of alcoholics, drug addicts, flight attendants, cats, and YouTubers. So thanks for being part of my little family, and I'm very grateful for you, and I hope you have a nice Thanksgiving. And I'm going to stop talking and getting emotional. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully maybe as I prepare for my deadhead experience. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. So I am at the airport. I got about 3 or 4 hours of sleep last night. I am about an hour and a half early, which is fine. It gave me a chance to grab a bite to eat and walk to my gate instead of running to out of nowhere. So I will have plenty of an opportunity to rest during my double deadhead. I almost said redhead. I'm flying to Boston from here. I think an hour and a half sit there, and then I deadhead to Vegas from Boston. You know, I hate deadheading. Some people love it. They think, oh boy, I'm being paid to just sit in a passenger seat. I'd much rather work a flight than deadhead. Of course, I'm probably dooming myself to work in this flight. But yeah, so I'll see you in a few minutes maybe when I'm at the gate and I have a little more information as to where I'm sitting, what I'm doing. So I'll talk to you later. I'm at the gate. I got to see assignment 12A so I can put my head against the wall and sleep. To Boston. Wish me luck. Only 9 hours to go. Yay! All right, boys and girls. So I have made it to Boston and heading towards my gate. Man, I hate deadheading. Have I told you I hate deadheading? At least I got an exit row seat last time. This time I'm in 4C, which is good only because that's near the front of the plane and I can get off as soon as possible, right? So boarding starts in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna plug my phone in, get some juice, and I will see you guys hopefully in Vegas. Oh, what, honey? What? All right, fine. Hey, guys. Pardon your tail. Hi, guys. So I am back home, as you probably can guess. I'm in bed. Buddy is making his needs known. He wants more attention. So I wanted to wrap up this vlog. He's all over the place. I wanted to wrap up this vlog, this very screwy trip, this very, very screwy holiday. Any sadness about the holiday is now officially gone because I'm back home with my kitty cats. My happy place. So the last time you saw me, I was in Boston heading towards my gate. I was assigned seat 4C. We were on A319. My classmate Tanya was flying lead, which was a lot of fun to see her. 4C isn't a bad seat, but 4C is aircraft left, row 4, clearly, on A319. In that particular section, the armrests are rigid, which are not terribly comfortable. Do you want to come over here, Claire? Do you want to come over? Let me make room for Claire. You come over? All right, no. So the seats aren't that comfortable if you're planning on napping. thankfully, 1A, which is our first row aircraft left against the fuselage, was open, and that's one of our big front seats. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Claire. So I was able to actually get comfortable and nap for a couple hours, which is really nice and very rare. I don't sleep on aircraft. But the flight was long. It was blocked at 6 hours and 6 minutes. It was supposed to take 5 hours and 40 minutes, but then it really took closer to 6 hours, so whatever. I had downloaded some things. I'm watching The Man in the High Castle, finally. It's on season 4 right now, but I just started watching the first couple episodes of that. So far, so good. And nothing really to say about the flight. There were no complications, no crazies, no unpleasantness, moderate turbulence. It was fine. So I'm very, very happy to be home. And if I didn't already say, any sadness I had over this holiday season has now passed because I'm back home with my cats. One sec. Sorry for that pause. Speaking of pause, Eleanor's little claws on her paws, sometimes they're so sharp that they get caught on fabric, and she was just snagged on one of our cat trees. Hi, Claire. Claire is wanting to say hello. Hello, Claire. Hi, honey. Isn't she pretty? Oh, what's that? My camera. Oh, she's the sweetest cat. Are you going to crawl inside the sheets? She wants to crawl inside the sheets with me. So yeah, to wrap up this trip. Oh, you're going all the way in there. To wrap up the trip, it was, you know, with hindsight, simple, easy. The one complication of that leg to Fort Myers was weird, but all in all, I'm glad it's over. It does give me, I'm sorry, I'm moving, she's crawling under my sheets. It does really clarify the need to plan for holidays. So New Year's isn't really anything big, isn't a big deal for me. But Christmas, I will be, Christmas Eve, I will be in Orlando. So I'm going to spend the whole day, hopefully, at SeaWorld if it's open. I suspect it will be open. But Christmas, I've got like 5 legs. I'm all over the place on Christmas. So I'm going to really try my best to prepare myself for the holiday this year. And I'll be so busy taking care of other people during Christmas that it shouldn't be too... It shouldn't be too bad. If I weren't wearing my undies, I would show you what Claire looks like under my sheets, because she is a hoot. But you don't want to see my underwear. Trust me. All right, so I'm going to end this video here on this brilliant note of my underwear. And thank you for watching. And I will, let's see, the next video I'm going to make... Buddy, stop! The next video I want to make is going to be a short video about how I survive red-eyes and trips like this that I've just been on. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm so happy to be home. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Fly safe. Bye.